Sony has released so many cameras in 2026 that the lineup has become a total mess. I have spent the last 3 months testing every single one of them, from the entry-level ZV series to the high-end Alpha flagships. And honestly, most of them are just minor spec bumps you should ignore. Today, I am showing you the only 4 Sony cameras that actually earn a spot in your bag, and I will tell you exactly which ones are just marketing traps. There is one camera on this list that feels genuinely future-proof for the next 5 years, and it is not the one most people are buying. If you want to know which one it is, stay until the end. Before we go further, subscribe and hit the notification bell right now. Honest buying guides like this one drop every week, and you do not want to miss them. Coming in at number 4, we have the Sony a7R5. And let me be completely clear, this camera is not for everyone. But for the people it is built for, it is absolutely jaw-dropping. We are talking about a 61-megapixel full-frame BSI CMOS sensor. At that resolution, when you shoot a landscape, a product, or a high-fashion editorial, you are not just capturing a photograph. You are capturing a document. You can crop down to a fraction of the frame and still walk away with an image that prints at wall size without breaking a sweat. Wildlife photographers especially love this because you do not always get close enough to your subject. With the a7R5, you do not need to. The Bion's XR processor pairs with a dedicated AI processing unit, and the subject recognition is in a league of its own. People, animals, birds, insects, vehicles, it locks on and does not let go. Pair that with 759 phase detection autofocus points, and tracking a golden eagle diving at full speed becomes something you can actually count on, not just hope for. The stabilization system delivers 8 stops of in-body compensation, which means you are shooting handheld in conditions that would destroy any other camera's sharpness. 10 frames per second burst shooting gives you the sequence coverage you need, and if video is part of your workflow, 8K 24 frames per second and 4K 60 frames per second. 10-bit 422 recording with S-Log 3 puts this firmly in the professional broadcast conversation. The OLED electronic viewfinder is the finest Sony has ever produced. The fully articulated touchscreen, dual card slots, and professional weather-sealed body round out a package that genuinely earns its price tag of around $3,200 to $3,400. But here is where I have to be honest with you. Those 61-megapixel RAW files are massive. We are talking 80 to 100 megabytes per shot. Your storage, your hard drives, your editing workflow, everything has to keep pace. And if you are a YouTuber, a travel blogger, or someone who just wants beautiful photos for Instagram, this is overkill. Expensive, demanding overkill. Most people buying this camera do not need it. And that raises a question. What do most people actually need? Stay with me. At number 3, I want to talk about a camera that Sony does not want you to sleep on, and one that is genuinely changing what it means to start creating. The Sony ZV-E10 II comes in at around $1,200, and for that price, you get a 26-megapixel APS-C BSI CMOS sensor powered by the Bion's XR processor. Fast autofocus with subject recognition, electronic active stabilization mode for smooth handheld footage, up to 11 frames per second burst shooting, and 4K 60 frames per second video with 10-bit recording and S-Cinetone color science built right in. Now here is why this camera matters so much in 2026. Your phone is good, I know it is, but your phone cannot swap lenses. The moment you put the ZV-E10 II on a gimbal with a 24mm prime and walk into a golden hour shoot, you are in a completely different world from anything your phone can deliver. That lens compression, that background separation, that cinematic quality, none of it is available on a smartphone, no matter what the marketing says. For new creators, the product showcase mode is genuinely useful. It automatically shifts focus to products you hold up toward the camera, perfect for unboxing videos, reviews, cooking content. The background defocus mode lets you go from sharp to creamy bokeh with a single tap. The flip-out articulating touchscreen is exactly what vloggers need. And the built-in directional microphone means you can start recording quality audio without spending another $200 on day one. This is the camera I would hand to someone starting their YouTube channel right now without hesitation. But I have to tell you the truth. There is no in-body image stabilization here. You are relying entirely on the electronic mode, and in low light with wide lenses, that limitation shows. There is no viewfinder, and the photo quality, while solid, is just okay compared to the full-frame options higher on this list. For a dedicated photographer, this falls short. Here is what worries me, though. Sony knows exactly which buyers are going to make the wrong choice, and they are counting on it. Before I get to the top 2 cameras, I need to warn you about a couple of traps hiding in Sony's lineup right now. Let me step back from the countdown for a moment, because this is where I want to be completely straight with you, and this is exactly the kind of thing most camera channels will never say out loud. Here is the truth nobody is saying out loud. Most of Sony's 2026 releases are not new cameras. They are minor spec bumps dressed up in new marketing. Same sensor, slightly tweaked processor, a few extra autofocus points, and a brand new price tag. But 2 of them are doing real damage because people are actually buying them in large numbers, and both are the wrong choice in 2026. The first trap is the Sony a7 III. This camera launched to enormous praise, and it still carries that reputation. You will see it recommended everywhere. Bloggers still call it a safe bet. But here is the reality. The autofocus system is aging. Modern subject recognition has moved so far ahead of where the a7 III sits that shooting anything fast-moving in 2026 feels like a frustration exercise. The color science, while beautiful in its day, feels behind what Sony's newer processors are outputting. You are essentially paying for a camera that peaked in a different era, kept alive by outdated hype and content that is years old. If someone links you to a Best Sony Cameras article and the a7 III is near the top, check the date. That article is probably older than you think. The second trap is the Sony ZV-1 II. On paper, it sounds appealing. Compact, Sony branding, decent specs. But the moment you put it next to what a modern flagship smartphone delivers, the gap is not what it should be. A dedicated camera should feel like a genuine upgrade over your phone. It should make you feel the difference the moment you look at the image. The ZV-1 II, in too many situations, does not deliver that gap. If you buy a dedicated camera, it should feel like an upgrade, not a sidestep. And that is exactly what the ZV-1 II feels like for most buyers in 2026. I am telling you this because I want you to walk away from this video making the right decision. And right now, we are getting to the 2 cameras that genuinely deserve your money. Number 2 pick is one of the most underrated travel cameras ever made. And number 1 is the reason I made this video. The Sony a7C II is the camera I wish had existed 5 years ago. And I say that as someone who has carried heavy full-frame systems through airports, up mountains, and across cities for decades. This camera packs a 33-megapixel full-frame BSI CMOS sensor into a body so compact it genuinely surprises you the first time you hold it. The Bion's XR processor with AI processing unit drives 759 phase detection autofocus points and advanced subject recognition that performs exceptionally well in real-world conditions. 7 stops of in-body image stabilization means your handheld shots are clean, sharp, and usable even at slower shutter speeds. At approximately $2,200 to $2,500, the a7C II delivers oversampled 4K 30 frames per second video that looks genuinely stunning, and cropped 4K 60 frames per second for when you need that higher frame rate. 10-bit video recording, a fully articulated touchscreen, and a compact weather-sealed body round out a package that is almost impossible to argue with if travel is your primary use case. Here is what makes this special. The performance difference between the a7C II and the much larger Sony a7 IV is minimal in real-world use. You are getting comparable image quality, comparable autofocus, and comparable video capability in a body that actually fits in a jacket pocket. For street photography, that invisibility matters. For walking vlogs, that weight reduction matters enormously over a full day of shooting. This is the camera you bring everywhere. And because you bring it everywhere, you actually use it. The honest limitations are real but minor. There is only a single card slot, which makes some professionals nervous on paid shoots. The electronic viewfinder is smaller than you get on Sony's larger bodies. Neither of these things is a deal breaker for the audience this camera is designed for. But if the a7C II is this good, what could possibly top it? The answer to that question is a camera that I believe is the smartest Sony investment available in 2026. And if you have been watching this entire video to find out what it is, you are about to be very glad you stayed. The Sony a7 IV. I am going to be direct with you. This is the camera. This is the one I have been building toward this entire video, and it earns that position completely. Sony built the a7 IV around a 33-megapixel partially stacked Exmor RS CMOS sensor, and that word partially stacked matters more than most people realize. It means dramatically faster readout speeds compared to a conventional BSI sensor. It means up to 30 frames per second blackout-free burst shooting with pre-capture. So when the decisive moment happens a fraction of a second before you press the shutter, you still have it. It means 4K 60 frames per second video that is genuinely high quality, not just technically possible. And it means cropped 4K 120 frames per second for slow-motion footage that is buttery smooth. The Bion's XR processor with its dedicated AI unit drives Sony's latest subject recognition system. This is not the same autofocus you saw on cameras from 2 or 3 years ago. It is faster, it is more confident, and it handles edge cases. Subjects partially obscured, subjects crossing in front of each other, subjects moving unpredictably, with a level of reliability that used to require cameras costing twice as much. 7.5 stops of in-body image stabilization, dual card slots for professional redundancy, strong buffer performance that does not choke under sustained rapid-fire shooting, advanced AI video tools that help you pull off shots that used to require a dedicated video camera. The a7 IV solves the weaknesses that annoyed people about earlier Sony cameras one by one, and the price sits at approximately $2,900 to $3,000. This is what I call the buyer blitz approved moment. When a camera hits the right price, the right specs, the right balance of capability, and the right long-term investment value all at once. That is when I tell you with complete confidence that this is the one to buy. The a7 IV is that camera. Whether you are a hybrid creator doing photo and video equally, a serious photographer who needs reliable speed and resolution, a videographer who wants professional-grade footage without a professional-grade price tag, or someone building a kit they want to trust for the next 5 years, the a7 IV is the safest, smartest Sony investment in 2026. So let us bring it all together. 4 cameras that actually deserve your money in Sony's 2026 lineup. Number 4. The Sony a7 R5. The professional resolution powerhouse for photographers who demand absolute detail. Number 3. The Sony ZV-E10 II. The best value entry point for creators who are just getting started. Number 2. The Sony a7C II. The compact full-frame traveler that punches well above its size. And number 1. The Sony a7 V. The hybrid king that balances everything Sony knows how to do and delivers it in one genuinely future-proof package. Now, I want to hear from you. Which Sony camera are you shooting with right now? And if your favorite did not make this list, tell me exactly why in the comments. I read every single one. If you found this guide useful, subscribe so you never miss an honest breakdown like this one. And right now, go watch the video on screen, the only 3 Sony cameras you should buy in 2026, because that one goes even deeper on the cameras that made this list and helps you figure out exactly which one matches your situation. You are going to want to see it.